Welcome back to another Mahoutsukai no Yome review. Today is episode 15. Hi, I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together we're Couch Talk. As always, we are anime viewers only, so no source material. And we're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. You ready to jump in?
Yes.
Alright, so this is our second time, but complicated.
Yes, I messed up. You can say it. You can say it.
I wasn't going to say that, but he messed up. Anyway, right away, Logan's theory from last time was wrong about Oberon causing some issues.
Yes, it was wrong.
I was right, but we're not going to concern ourselves with that.
No, but when I was watching, I was like, oh, this is a little elaborate plot to get her into the fairy world, but it wasn't, so...
So yeah, they have to take her into the Chisei into the fairy realm to see a doctor because human doctors don't know magic, so they're not going to understand what's wrong with her. And she's a slave beggy, so she's closer to being fairy, so it's kind of acceptable for her to go into the fairy realm. And they go to the fairy kingdom ant hill, which we can see from the one ant she rides. And I guess the setup and layout of the place a bit. There we go. And she goes and meets the Dr. Shannon, which Oberon said they just kind of met her and found her recently. But to be fair, I was going to say, well, that's convenient. But time flows differently for them, so recent could actually be a long time.
Right. Also, this doctor looks strangely like Joseph. Not saying she has any connection to him. It's just kind of like the white hair, just how the hair's laid out. Looks like she could be his mother. But that's just an observation. I don't think...
You're suspicious of everyone.
I am, period. But... Okay, well...
You're like, Oberon's doing this, Elias is doing this, now Shannon's doing something.
No one can be trusted.
Not trust.
No one can be trusted. The only person that can be trusted is Silky.
Silky.
That's the only person.
Are you sure about that? No. Now that we're caught up to where the recording messed up last time, we're gonna move on. So Shannon's an interesting character because she got swapped as a child with a human child. Like, I don't know. I don't think it really went into specifics. It was like on purpose or an accident. I think she just said we got swapped. I'm gonna say it was on purpose. I don't see how it could happen as an accident.
I'm gonna say it was on.
They're two different realms.
Right. If you somehow switch dimensions, I don't think that's an accident. I think someone did that on purpose.
Someone's like, "Wow, my child just went from having normal ears to elf ears," and basically it led to like a very few unique situations. So we meet her husband, which was the human child that got swapped, which was weird. But because he stayed in the fairy realm, he became a fairy, essentially.
Right.
And whereas she in the human realm just kind of got disliked, I guess, from her aging slowly. Yeah, and she said something about like the souls and stuff too. But Jesus here to help Chisei get better.
She's a doctor.
Because doctor. So she takes Chisei to a pond, which has like healing abilities, and this is where it kind of goes like, what the heck's going on?
Right. This part threw me off for a bit. We also had the queen trying to convince Elias, like, hey, you two should live here because you're more suitable for here.
And then, like, at the same time, like, he's explaining Chisei's going through her situation, and they're kind of, like, overlaying between the two.
Right.
with Ellis explaining why he wants to stay in the human realms because he wants to understand humans, and he doesn't want to leave until he understands them. And of course, he feels like Chisei needs to stay there too. Also, Chisei still doesn't understand humans either quite yet. Like,
Right.
she's now just starting to learn and put her life together in some sort of resemblance. And of course, Elias is just now finding his place as well. It'd be weird to just move away as soon as you finally figure it out. Like, you have a place almost.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, Shannon pretty much attempts to drown Chisei. She just shoves her underwater, starts choking her.
She just raises like, what was it, like, not jealous. I don't think it was the one. Yeah, but I despise you is what she said as she threw her under the water. I was like, whoa, that's a sudden shift from being a doctor.
Right. And when I was watching this, I'll be honest, I was like, are they really going to have like Chisei almost drown, die again, and Elias save her? But I think this one was like her turning point, if you could say the least. Because every other time she was like in trouble, Elias like saved her.
Yeah.
Or someone came to her aid. But this time, she's like, no, get off me. Stop drowning me. Throws her off, basically wants to live. And that's what Shannon was like testing.
Yeah, because her wounds weren't really healing like the way they should have. Because it's like she didn't have quite the strong will to live. Obviously, the way she's been going from episode to episode, we knew she didn't really have that will. And finally, she's like, you know what? I actually do want to live. And as Shannon says, the best like healing is you need the will is like the strongest part of the human body, essentially. Like, if you don't have a strong will, your body won't make it. And she brought that out of Chisei.
Right.
So
it's like the first time she fought for her life.
Yes. She has fought for other people's lives and memories and stuff. But this is her first time actually fighting for herself. And this might help
It was still a curveball.
Progress her as a person for like later episodes too.
It was just unexpected. I was like,
yes,
that doctor, what the... See, that's why I thought it was like a plot to like murder her or something. I'm like, oh my god, what is this inside job that's going on here? But now it's more understandable. I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yes. And then that's when kind of like they get out. They're just kind of chilling, all wet, and Elias and the husband come by like, all right, you ready? And Shannon's husband is just...
He's a dweeb.
He ain't all there.
He's a dweeb. Or like all male fairies just like...
I think...
goofy.
He got thrown off, and he was supposed to be human. Now he's like half dog, sorta.
Yeah.
It looked more
he's
like a dog
half
than
donkey.
I was like, that's what I was like, it's not a horse, it's like almost a donkey, but it's kind of doggish too with the way it's...
It's like a poor man, centaur, is that what they're called?
Yeah, yeah, if you're a horse, yeah, it would be a centaur.
He's like a budget centaur.
I don't know what you would call it if you're with like a dog.
I don't know. And can I just say, if someone tried to choke me out underwater, I wouldn't be laughing with them immediately after. I'd be like, you could have did that a different way, dude. Like, you didn't have to try to kill me to see if I want to live.
Well, how else are you going to find out if you want to live if you're not almost dying?
Well, I'd just be a little cautious of them. I'd be like, okay, yes, I want to live. Now, please don't touch me ever again.
But she's all healed now. But and this is where
this is actually interesting.
We finally get some backstory for Silky.
Right. The whole rest of the episode is actually about her.
Yeah. So she's at home, like, I better get the house ready for when they come back. and she does whisper magic out loud. So that I think is that the first time she's talked in this show?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this episode is definitely the first episode she's talked. I'm pretty sure.
All right, yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't quite remember if she did in the past, but I think this is, and she just used it to say a spell. She hasn't talked to anybody else yet, though. So this is where and then it jumps to her past, where while she's dreaming.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but so she is a banshee. We learned that. She was living in a home until it kind of, I guess, burned down is what it looked like.
I guess got destroyed somehow.
Yeah, and the family in it was kind of died. We get C-Day. She shows up. She's met Silky before.
Yeah.
Back when she was actually going around doing vampire work.
Right, when she was not tied to whatever I can't remember his name.
Oh, he's dead. Don't need to know it. But and this is where she's kind of like C-Day says, like, oh, you can go find another family and for your voice or whatever. But I feel like she was so attached to this one, she kind of realized she doesn't ever actually want to talk again to other people.
Right.
Obviously,
she seems like lost and just overall defeated with everything, pretty much.
Thankfully, she got picked up by the Titania's little
protector,
secretary guy, guard, whatever. I can't remember his name. Like,
I think it's Spriggan.
Oh, Spriggan, that's it. Yeah, Spriggan. So Spriggan's like, hey, I'll find you a new home. She's like, I need more time.
I do like how they tie the characters together.
Yes. Like, even if it's just in passing, like, they're all connected in some way.
Right.
It almost makes it seem like the fairy world's kind of small.
Yeah.
And maybe it is. We know, like, mages and sorcerers and stuff are kind of going extinct. So I feel like maybe there's something going on in the fairy world too, where they're not as abundant as they used to be.
That makes sense.
And maybe that's why they're all connected. Or it's just coincidences.
I'm going to go with coincidence.
All right. Yeah, it's probably more likely. But I like throwing theories out there, okay? Sometimes you just got to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Sure.
Like how I was right last episode about her using excess magic for her getting hurt.
That was just...
But I'm not going to brag about how I'm right and you're wrong.
We'll see.
But this is the interesting part, because here, Silky, when she finds her new home and Spriggan gives her a new look, it's not Elias, I don't think. It shows.
It's not. It looks like just a standard family. It is Elias's home, like, I believe. Like, that house, I think, is the same one as Elias's, right?
That's what I was thinking, and then, like, when they showed the window with, like, it looked like children in there.
Right. Maybe she served another family before Elias?
That's what I'm thinking. So, like, maybe... Because obviously she was talking here with Spriggan, okay? Maybe something happens at her next home she goes to that keeps her from wanting to talk. Or maybe she just stopped talking after this point.
I think she just stopped talking after this. I don't know.
Because, like, what happens to this home to where now all of a sudden it's Elias there, not the children? Or maybe it's just not even Elias's home and we're just...
It seems very similar.
Very similar, yes.
And I feel like
kind of out
they did
in
that
the distance away from that town.
Right.
and it's kind of back past the woods.
I feel like that's on purpose. I don't think that's just a
Yeah.
coincidence. I feel like if they wanted it different, they would have made it look completely different.
Yeah, exactly. So that does leave some stuff open, like what happens.
Right. I
Yeah,
honestly,
we'll probably find out maybe in the future.
yeah, I honestly have no guess what. Maybe they just
I don't.
grew old and died, and then Elias just randomly showed up. I don't know.
I feel like Elias said something in one of the episodes about when he first came to that place, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't know if he talked about like how he met Silky or whatever.
Maybe
in one
we
of the
might have
episodes
just
or not.
we might have just forgotten something.
Yeah, because we are 15 episodes in. That's 15 weeks. That's a lot of weeks to actually
Yeah.
remember.
Well, 16
whatever,
because
but-
there was a off week.
That is true. But anyway, Elias and Shisei are finally coming back, and it's winter now, because time passes differently in the other world.
So there's time.
They
to
were there for like I don't know, maybe not even a day.
I know, that's what I was. So does time
And all
just
of a
pass
sudden
super duper slow in Fairy World? And then just incredibly fast on the outside?
That's what it seems like, because it was summer,
Yeah.
and now it's all of a sudden winter, so we skipped fall.
They went like 6-ish months. 4 to 6 months would be my guess.
Yeah, of course, Silky's so happy to see them come back. We see her actually show a lot more emotions here than she has any other time.
Right. I feel like
Giving Chisei a big hug.
I feel like that's becoming her new family. I feel like how she was attached.
Yeah, everyone is finally coming together.
Right. I feel like there will be a moment where Silky speaks.
Yes, because as we were saying, like, Elias and Chisei are now finding their place. It's the same for Silky. Like, this is their home, and they're all finally seeing it as an actual home.
Right.
I do think if Silky would have said, like, Chisei said, "I'm home," as they were hugging, I do feel like if Silky said, "Welcome back," or something, it would have been a perfect episode.
Right. Well, they could have probably just taken out Chisei saying it and just replaced it with Silky saying "Welcome home."
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that would have actually made the episode much better.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
that's the episode.
That is the episode.
Wanna jump into scores?
Yes, let's do it. You want me to go first? I will
Yeah,
give
you
it
got
a
it.
solid 8. I mean, it just follows the same like criteria it's been following. It's just developing characters. I did enjoy the sides. I guess you could call it a side story about Silky. Like it finally gave us some background. We kind of learned like what she's been through, why she doesn't really talk. I feel like there's more to learn, which will be interesting. I'm hoping they don't like delay it, which I don't think they will. I think they'll maybe the next 2 episodes, next one after. I feel like something bad has to happen now since everything seems to be going
We didn't get a cliffhanger.
right. Well, I guess I can't say stuff hasn't been going bad because Chisei literally like coughed up blood and almost died. But
Yeah, but that happens like every other, like 3 episodes for her.
right, but I meant like there hasn't been some malicious interference by something, which I feel is coming up, and I feel it's going to be Joseph being a little prick. But I'm excited. It always keeps you entertained. It always keeps you wanting to come back. I accidentally slapped my mic. But yeah, an 8. Solid 8.
Alright. Yeah, I'm actually going to give it the same. We apparently do this all the damn time. But we do. That's why we pick this anime. We pick an anime to watch it because we both have the same, like,
You know what we should do?
not interest, but...
We
What?
should count down to count to 3, and then we'll both say it at the same time. That would prevent us with just like, oh, we're copying each other.
True. But, how would I say my range, though? If I have, like, a range... No, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Point is, the storytelling is always incredible in this show. Like, the few weak points, I would say, like, again, I still think Silky should have said, welcome home. I do think they missed an opportunity there. Just because the way they set it up with her backstory and how she was, like, working so hard to get the house ready. It should have just been said. By not doing it, it's gonna... so they kind of have a weaker ending because of that. But everything else I agree with what you said, and of course from talking throughout this discussion, it's easy to tell I'm enjoying this anime quite a bit.
We have
Storytelling.
what, 9 episodes left?
And the characters are great. Yes.
We'll see.
Wait. Yeah, 9.
We'll see where that takes us.
Hopefully on an incredible journey to...
Incredible journey?
I don't know how long the source material is.
To Spiel time.
Yes, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below to be notified every time we upload. Comment, let us know what you thought about the episode, what you didn't like, whether you agree with us or disagree. Do not confirm or deny theories, as we are anime viewers only, and plenty of others are as well. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.